At my old school, I was not very, how would you put it? I didn't really fit in with the kids or the teachers. They didn't really get me.
I do encounter people who I cannot communicate very well with.
Sometimes my friends think I'm weird because I love homework.
I had always sort of assumed, that I'm going to be kind of the kid who sort of sits in the corner and reads while everyone else is sort of playing sports and whatever, and that was sort of the narrative throughout middle school.
I'm Betsy Jones, and I'm president of the Institute for Educational Advancement, and we're a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to serving the needs of gifted and highly gifted children.
You know, they're at 6 or 7 years old and they're doing 5th, 6th grade math, and on the other hand, their social emotional development is it's not being given the same level of attentiveness.
Because if you're a really bright kid and you start kindergarten and you already know how to read and you already know how to do all your math, and you're around other kids who don't understand you because your vocabulary is so much more extensive, you don't know how to make a friend because no one wants to talk to you. So these kids from the beginning of time have trouble being social because everything you're supposed to learn in kindergarten, they can't. So what we try to do is fill the gaps in and help them find other peers that are like themselves so they can learn those social cues that we all had the benefit of learning in kindergarten.
You realize for the first time, wow, I'm not the only one. And it's pretty incredible to sort of have gone into high school and to life beyond that with that knowledge.
A family of a very gifted child came to us, frustrated, at wit's end, not knowing what to do. Their child was so sad, came home from school crying daily. I'm so lonely because no one wants to play science with me. The child is 3. Preschool is not going to serve that child. Kindergarten isn't going to serve that child. We can serve that child.
The Academy program serves elementary, middle school students primarily. An example is we have a class where second graders would be learning calculus. And the way the second graders would learn calculus is by building a rocket.
Kids vary from about typically 8 to 12, all mixed together in one class. Some of them could be as young as 7 and have a lot more knowledge than the kids that are older. So it's really a level playing field.
Last session I did astronomy, geology, and chemistry lab.
Shakespeare, physics, math, Spanish.
I did a game theory kind of class and then a forensic science kind of class, which I loved. I found them both so fun. Like one of them I was learning about how to play games more effectively, and the other I was learning about how to solve murders more effectively.
We all kind of make friends with each other. I think I'm friends with everybody, and I have helped pretty much everybody.
I guess it was when we were kind of just having fun the whole time.
Since our son took that class, he has been on a mission to learn calculus, and it really fired up his interest in mathematics. He skipped right out of like pre-algebra and algebra I don't think he ever took like specifically an algebra class, but he just was so interested in learning the material that it sparked that in him.
Gifted children learn best from content area specialists. Our academy teachers come from amazing backgrounds. They're all experts in their fields. They come from sciences, from the arts, from humanities, and they're engaged in their subject and content area. We ensure that children have the opportunity to learn from individuals who are passionate and compassionate about their subject and content. And it keeps them engaged and serves all aspects of who they are.
My class at school is 22 and it's going to be 24.
One thing that's unique about academy classes is that we firmly believe in having very small class sizes, so our student to teacher ratio is purposely kept small.
It's not like waiting for 24 kids to look in the microscope.
Our son was taking a class in organic chemistry and he had maybe 6 kids, and his professor went to Caltech and has a PhD. I was like, even when you go to college, you're never going to be in a class like this. When I took organic chemistry, I had 90 kids in my class. I never could just raise my hand and ask a question. I said, what you have here is amazing.
I like it way better than school.
The Carolyn D. Bradley Scholarship Program is an amazing opportunity for gifted young people in our country.
This is a program that recognizes gifted middle school students, and we pay for them to go to high school all over the country.
It's a really vibrant community of interested and interesting people.
For me, definitely I want to make my concentration for college and high school in computer science. I've been coding since I was in the 3rd grade.
Well, I'm in my school's first robotics team.
As a junior, I took genetics and I took infectious diseases. Joyce and Wolf, Faulkner.
I'm the founder and leader of the beekeeping club at my school. After this, I'm going to head down there and check on the bees.
What we do with these young people now is we take the time to understand who they are, and we match them with the most appropriate educational environment for them. And when they're in that environment, these young people blossom and they grow.
It's not just about like the money that they give you and the fact that they allow you to go to a school you never would have dreamed about going to, but it's also about the fact that they provide you with so many more opportunities. Even the apprenticeship I'm doing, there's not these opportunities that I could find without IEA and without CDB, and for that I'm very grateful.
It isn't a program where we hand a family a check and say, good luck to you, have a great high school. We work hand in hand with these families because for many of them, this is like winning the golden ticket. They never realized they would have this opportunity.
It's a lot more fun to live your life when you're interested in things and not trying to just push through them so you can get to the next stage.
Every year we have an annual seminar where we bring our entire community together for 3 days, and we invite all of our high schoolers, parents, our alumni, educators.
It's an opportunity to interact with other kids who have also been chosen and to kind of have dialogue about these really intellectual topics.
There are people there who have won robotics competitions, there are people there who have funded startups, and these are just high school kids. So the kind of people that you meet there are just incredible.
What would we want to do for gifted kids that instead of only supporting their intellect, might also support the rest of who they are, including their spirit?
Yanasa is the Lakota Sioux term for balance. So the balance that we talk about is all of who you are. So the mind, the heart, the body, the spirit, and the social self.
I've never done this before, so I'm a teensy bit nervous, but I'm excited to do this. I've been to several camps that either develop just the mind and we're just stuck in a classroom, or it's just like physical education where you're just like running around, but this is like, it gets into your spirit, you have like teamwork, but it's like physically taxing.
The idea of balancing the whole person is really IEA's whole goal. They focus on nurturing gifted kids who have been misguided into overdeveloping one aspect of themselves or are not getting challenged in any areas and aren't being challenged intellectually, aren't being nurtured emotionally, don't feel compelled to engage physically. That's what IEA does. And at UNASA, the campers will go from rock climbing to 10 minutes later sharing their emotions, sharing how they feel about meditation exercise that they've done. Throughout the whole process, making these intense emotional bonds.
The mission of UNASA is to create conditions at the camp for personal growth that is balanced.
Stand with your weight, even the balance over your feet, so you have to stand up.
What we do is called psychosynthesis, which was evolved as a response to psychoanalysis. With some of the kids, give them very profound experiences.
It's all just, do this work at normal school. But here at UNASA, we focus on a broad spectrum of things that we can improve on to make ourselves more of a whole person.
I didn't really realize I changed because it was over a week and it was very gradual. But when I came back, my parents were like, you're so different, you're more grown up.
UNASA is a place of solace for a lot of these kids who feel bullied often and who feel like they can't have interesting or intellectual or insightful conversations with other kids their age. Here they're able to do that. Here at UNASA is rife with compassion.
We have families come to us that are at wit's end. They are tired, they're sad, their children are depressed and not motivated. But they come to IEA and they come to our classes, they come to our programs, and they see hope.
These kids have a place here. And right now, our culture doesn't offer them much of a place.
When we provide that fuel to the intellect, it actually provides strength for all aspects of self. The mind is strengthened, the body is strengthened, the social, emotional needs are strengthened. Those kids come to us sad, and they leave happy.
By pretty much any standard that you'd want to name, it's had a pretty amazing effect.
There are other people out there who have the same problems, who have the same thoughts and ideas.
And that has just helped me out tremendously, and I owe it a great deal of gratitude.
I've gotten so much out of it, and I hope I've put something in, at least a little bit.